Hi Slash.
Hi.
This is Camille and Joe from
French community.
First question: what about being in Paris?
Well, it's great. You know, we got to, for once, get to do like a whole bunch of shows in Paris. You know, it's one of my favorite places, and it's one of my favorite audiences. And also, the other thing was, I was just talking to the last interview guy, and nobody seems to know I was conceived here. This is where my parents.
We know.
Yeah. And so my dad reminded me of that the other day on text. He said, you know, this is where it all started. It was in Paris. Anyway, so it was good. It's very satisfying to have 4 shows in France. You know.
Yeah.
Your first son is calling London because he was conceived in England,
In
right?
England, yeah. So my parents didn't call me Paris, though.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you choose the songs you were playing on this tour?
I just chose Guns N' Roses songs that I personally wanted to play. You know, Civil War and Night Train and Rocket Queen. There's a couple we haven't done yet that we'll probably do before this tour's over.
Okay.
Probably going to bring My Michelle into it. You know.
Oh yeah.
Great.
And then you know, a couple, you know, Snake Pit songs. I brought in Mean Bone because it was a pretty important song off of that record, and Beggars and Hangers On was the first single from the first Snake Pit.
Yeah.
You know? And then Velvet Revolver songs, just the ones that, you know, like Sucker Train, but stuff that I had a lot to do with writing that I thought were the heaviest. You know. And then the stuff from my solo record that I just felt, you know, obviously 2 songs that Miles already sang, and then I thought Ghost would be good. We didn't start out playing Ghost; that came a little bit later.
Yes.
And you know, whatever other songs that just felt comfortable, I guess. And there might be, like tonight we're doing Watch This, which we've only done once before.
Yeah.
And we'll probably, before this tour's over, we'll probably bring a couple other ones.
Okay. From the stage, what song from the new album makes the crowd react the most?
Ghost is a good one,
Yeah.
you know, and then Back from Cali is popular.
Yeah.
Starlight's popular. Depending on the audience, when we do Nothing to Say, sometimes that's a really big one. We'll do it tonight and we'll see. I think it'll be big here.
Okay.
Which one?
Nothing to Say.
Yes,
the Game Shadow song.
Yeah.
When we do what's another song off the record? I can't remember. Anyway, they all seem to go over pretty well. We haven't had any but people just sort of standing there. So it's good. It's good when you do new material at a show. If people react, it's good.
Okay.
You describe your solo album as a need to do something on your own without having to depend on group decision. Right now, would you like to continue the experiment with a second solo album, or are you missing working with a band?
I'm not really thinking about either right now. I'm more thinking about what's happening right this second, and the tour, and we have a bunch of shows left in Europe, and then we go to Japan and Australia and then the States, and so we have this long tour that goes until October, and then we start up again next year.
Yeah.
So I can't really think about beyond that at the moment.
Okay.
But I am writing new material.
Oh
so
yeah.
We'll see what happens.
You did a lot of featurings over the years with different artists. Could you explain us, or do you choose the album you collaborate on?
I don't know. Usually it comes from somebody calling me up and going, would you be interested in playing on this or on this song or whatever. Sometimes it just comes from hanging out at a pub or something like that with a musician that we have a mutual respect for each other, and we talk about maybe doing some music and then follow through later and actually go in the studio and do something. It's usually pretty spontaneous.
Okay. What is Slash doing when he's not playing music? Does he still play pinball? Does he visit the LA Zoo with his family?
Well, I do still play pinball. When I'm home, I do play pinball. And I'm actually on the board of directors at the Los Angeles Zoo, so I go to the zoo a lot. You know, I just sort of hang out and be dad, and if I'm not actually with a guitar in my hands, then that's what I do. Yeah. But I'm usually working. I'm almost always working.
Yeah. Do you have any fear or phobias? Like
I don't have
maybe the snake?
I don't have any phobias. No, not really.
No, not playing. When you're in plane, you are not afraid
No,
of things like
no.
that?
The only phobia I have is having my arm hanging out the car window.
Yeah.
I don't like doing that. But, you know, I think my worst fear is, my worst nightmare is going on stage in front of an audience and falling apart completely. Like the whole band just doesn't know what to do. And that's something that stems from an old Guns N' Roses days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, last question. Do you have something special to say to French fans?
I just wanted to say thank you for these 4 shows. I mean, I haven't done the 4th one yet, but I know it's going to be really good. And just for being so supportive through our whole sort of little French tour, and making it one of the most special parts of the European tour.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.